Okay, this is a really great one where you need to just actually step back for a second and think about what's the situation they're describing here. Forget about the numbers for a second. Okay, they're saying, and you're going to use the table to write the equation and then answer the question. They're saying that the table shows the height in inches of trees after they've been planted. Okay, so here's the deal. You say, without the pot, it's 18 inches tall, but then when you put it in the pot, it's 30. Like the total height now is 30. And this is the same thing that's happening every time. Watch what happens. Without the pot, 18. With the pot, 30. Without the pot, 24. With it, 36. Okay? The pot has a certain height. Let's determine what that height is, because what it's doing is it's adding a certain amount of extra height on to the tree when it's in the pot versus when it's not in the pot, right? And since the height of the pot is going to be a standard set thing, it's not a changing pot. It's a constant height. Then let's see what we get here. Okay, we take the height without the pot, and let's say let's just analyze it as 18 plus how much plus what would be equal to that 30. Okay, and if we had that written as 30 equals what plus 18, we can then say, well, let's subtract 18 away. Subtract 18 away. Let's take the height of the plant away and find out how tall the pot is. When we do that, we get 12. That suggests that the pot is 12 inches tall. But let's just go back and now say, okay, if we think that that's true, and we can try it one more time with another number to verify it, we can say, what plus 24 equals 36? 36 is equal to, okay, the height of the pot plus the plant of 24, because right now, over here, this is just the plant itself, the tree itself, without the pot adding to the height. So when it does that, you say, okay, well then let's do minus 24, minus 24, and again, we get 12 here. So that's suggesting that the pot is adding 12 inches height onto the plant if we measure it after it's been potted. Okay? And then let's look at what the relationship is. If you take x, because typically we write equations in terms of y equals something x. Okay? So what do we do to x? Well, we take x, the height of the whole thing right here, and what do we have to do to get it down to 18 for what y is? Okay? Well, we would really need to take away the elevation that the pot is adding to it. So we'd say that x value, if you took off the 12 inches that the pot is adding on it, you would get y, supposedly, right? And let's just see if it fits. If we used numbers that they gave us, and let's say we're using the first one of x is 30 and y without the pot is 18. That works. 18 is equal to 30 minus 12 is 18. That works. That equation works so far. I like it. Let's keep trying with other values and see if it works. I don't want to box it yet until I'm sure. Okay, so let's write it again. Try other values that they've given us. Let's try this one, 48 comma 36. X is 48. Y is 36. There's nothing to do on this side. It stays 36. But on this side, we have to do 48 minus 12. Well, 12 is just 10 plus 2. So 48 minus 10 is 38. Take away the other 2. We get 36. It works. That equation will accurately relate x and y. The height of the pot, x, and the height without the pot, y. Height without the pot is going to be less, and that's why we take the height with the pot and we subtract from it to drop it down, because going from this amount to here, we have to take something off. And then exactly how much we take off? We take off 12. Okay? Now, if we know that that's the general equation, because they say write an equation and answer the question. So if we have y equals x minus 12. And they're saying, what is the height of a tree that is 64 inches tall in its pot, which is the variable of in its pot, that's x right here, right? Height in pot, that's x. So if they're saying in its pot it's 64, then we need to replace x with that number 64 to find out what it is. Y equals 64 minus 12, or y equals 52, and what's the units? Inches. It is 52 inches tall. If it's 64 inches tall in its pot, it's 52 inches tall when not in its pot. Okay?